Hello everybody, it's HBJ TV. Today we're at the Midewin National Tallgrass Prairie. We're going to see if we can see some bulls or some buffalo. I already went to the nature center. They told me to come over here to try this trail out, so that's what we're doing. Don't fuck with ticks, don't camp, don't blow shit up basically. Put your pet on a leash. Here's the pisser. And there's the recycling trash. So here we go. Probably somewhere where you could put your bicycles. Be here for a minute. Hello. Looks like there's a lot of people out on the trail today. Got some signs over there to check out. Hello. Let's go off the beaten path and see what these signs say. Obviously you can't go in the tall grass. Stuff's just starting to bloom out here, so we'll see. Iron Bridge. Used to be a railroad bridge over there. Let's see. Iron Bridge, Prarie. Lots of flies. Flowers. They do the controlled burns here. Animals. We got snakes, deer. That looks like a mole or a chipmunk. Coyotes, butterflies. That's what it is, a ground squirrel. So we'll give it a rub. Let's go back on the trail and see what we could see today. Maybe we'll see some snakes. Maybe we'll see some squirrels. Already seeing a lot of people. So we'll check it out. See what we got. So this is what the trail looks like. To the left and right, it's nothing but stuff starting to bloom, starting to come out. Lots of dead trees though, you can tell. Trying to bloom though, they're trying to come back alive. But this is what the trail looks like at the moment. Big ass broken branch up there. But we'll see what we got today. We'll see what's going on this trail. If this is one that's worth coming back, I think it might be, just on the assumption that you could see buffalo out here. And they said it's a hit or miss. They said at this time of the year, she said at the nature center that the males don't hang out with the females too much and they kind of do their own thing. So you never know what you'll see. Big open prairie. Interestingly enough, from my understanding, this all used to be Indian land at some point. I don't want to hear everything used to be. It wasn't. And they're not native to the Americas. They're actually from Asia, from my understanding. So I wouldn't call Indians Native Americans. Call them Native Asians. But that's a whole nother conversation. I could be wrong too, because I'm an idiot, but buffaloes this way. So she said it's a 1.5 mile walk coming out. We'll see what we got going. How's it going?
Hello.
You see anything up there today?
No, they must be hiding.
Yeah, the lady at the center said that to come down here, take this path because it's better, and you might see something. You never know.
Yeah, you might, as long as you go to the viewing station.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're way out there underneath trees. It is in the middle of the day, so they're probably in the shade somewhere hiding.
Makes sense. It is cooler out though today.
Yeah, but you know what? Once you go out once you get to, you'll see, the lady said go to the right, but if you go to the left, you're going to see some more of those mounds, and one of them's open.
Really?
I have one open so you could go inside and look.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you'll see a statue of a soldier and names.
Oh, I'm so into that. I was in the military, so I love stuff like that.
Yeah, so right next to the statue is an open mound.
So just keep going left?
Yeah, so go left until you see the statue. You'll see the statue and all these mounds, and that's
cool.
the only one open.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You get nice people, you see? And now we're going to check out a military thing, the soldier on Memorial Day weekend in a mountain. So this area, there was an arsenal here. Not here, but there was an arsenal at some point. I want to say World War II. It got closed, reopened at the Korean War, got closed, and reopened for Vietnam. I want to say in 77, if I'm not mistaken, got closed permanently, and then they turned the whole area into government. Prairie lands, tall lands, whatever. So, we're going to be hiking for a while today. It's a mile and a half to go to the viewing station, but we're taking a detour to go the other way, and we're going to see what's going on with this shit, because this is something I want to check out. Go left, she said. So we're going to go left. This is all them. Oh, there it is. There's the bunker. Hell yeah. All right. It's real close, so we're not going to have to detour too much. You got these mounds. These mounds are something. I think they're other bunkers. But I'm not sure if there's an entrance going up. We'll find out. She said you'll see a statue of a soldier. You guys heard it. So, I want to go in the one that's open today. We're going to check this shit out. On top of hiking, we're exploring. I always love an explorer. Look at all that fucking trees that they pulled down. Must be dead trees. There's trees everywhere that had to come down. Alright. I'm gonna, oh, there's another one up there. So I'm gonna stay going this way for a while. There's a lot of bunkers up here. I have a feeling during World War II, this might have been, there's another one right there. We might explore a lot of these motherfuckers on the way back. See how many of them are actually open. Because maybe we won't go see the fucking, the bison today, because they might not be out. But what is out are these motherfucking bunkers. Up there, one is open. You can see it from here. So we're gonna follow this trail around to the left. It'll be on the left-hand side. And I'm just gonna hit bunker to bunker, and we're gonna see what we got. Just a bunch of scenery I'm seeing, just a bunch of nothing to the left. I ain't looking left, left stupid. But a bunch of cut down trees open. Talk about a motherfucking bonfire if they pulled all these trees together. They can have one that you could see from fucking space out here. There's just piles of fucking tree. Look at this thing. And there's like 1,000 of these. You put those all on top of each other or near each other, goddamn, you're gonna have a monster fire. Now, a lot of this shit's still good wood, and it's thick. That'll burn for quite a while. So, let's see what we got rocking. I'm not going to keep going with the Group 63 trail or the Hedge Apple Trail. That's where we're going, Hedge Apple Trail. I think there's another trail. So this might be a place that we check out a lot. Midewin is going to be a place we check out a lot. So let's see what this soldier has to say. I'd like to get a bicycle, and then me, my son, and my wife can all come out here and ride, check stuff out. I'm gonna read this full thing for the soldier and see what it says. Looks more like a construction worker than a soldier. June 5th, 1942 explosion. Okay. So at the arsenal, there was a big explosion in the old days. A lot of people died. It was a mortar place. There was another one in 1945. Where was this one? 42 and 45. So it's not a soldier, this is a worker. And these are all the people that died in the explosions. So the arsenal here sucks that they're fucking demolitioning the bunkers. This is what this place used to look like. This is wild. If you go to the old arsenal, you could see the old train tracks. You got all the mortars they used to make. Bomb shells, mines, detonators, fuses, stuff like this. That's a place you kind of want to go to in the fall. But before it gets really hot, I might take one more trip out. Just to give it a rub. The lady at the place, at the Welcome Center, said it's kind of supposed to be off limits because it's kind of dangerous because all the shit's so old there. But I love history. We're gonna be a history buffs. We're gonna check it out, and I'm gonna try and get some more ammunition boxes. The only thing I was able to get last time was was the end of one. Got it in my garage. They're old wooden boxes that they used to ship the what's it called, in the the mortars and stuff. I'd have to bring out something that I could pry it apart because the nails are all buried in those. So here you go, here's the bunker. It really sucks that they're demolitioning these things. I wish they wouldn't. Let's go in the bunker. Smells like weed in here. But this is it. Sign our names in the book. I have to bring a pen out here. But yeah, this is all concrete. And this is what they'd come in and they'd store stuff in here. Mostly getting ready to ship out. Jesus Christ, this place smells like weed. And you got the big iron door. We'll follow this pathway around just a little bit more, or we'll flip over and we'll walk back, and we'll come here for a little bit. Maybe we'll walk across the prairie and check out a couple more of these. There's something up there. Maybe that's where we'll stop for the day. There's another one up here. It's probably closed. But yeah, I hate when people fuck with stuff and ruin it. I mean, nature's gonna do that for you. Stuff gets old, stuff's, you know. But this is history, man. This is old. I love to preserve history. So what we'll do, that's another bunker right there. what I'm gonna do is check out what all these steel things are up here. Looks like a generator. You could see they got all these poles here. At some point down the way, these were all full of wires, obviously. I'm guessing these are telephone poles. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they are. Yeah, they got these fucking bunkers everywhere. Bunker back there, bunker here. And it's obviously, if you know, in the old days, they put grass over them. Yeah, that's just a generator. We'll go up and see what's in that thing. But, so if the enemy was flying over, they would see grass. There's another bunker back there. This one might be a little impossible to get to. Might be able to open the door though if we could, because it looks like the latch is off. But I'm not gonna fucking attempt to walk through that. Definitely not gonna attempt to walk through there. This is, obviously they drove trucks back here. If it was a little cooler and I had sweatpants on, both of those would be explored. I'm in shorts today. It's 60 degrees. 60 degrees here in Chicago is shorts weather. So we're gonna check out this one, whatever this is, check out that bunker there and flip a bitch and go across the prairie. So this, I'm guessing, at some point was a viewing station to see shit. But they got so much shit in the way, there ain't nothing to view. Actually, there's another one open. We gotta find a way to get back there. That's the problem. Let's see what we got going over here. You never know. The only problem with going and checking these open ones is you don't know if there's animals living in there, or homeless people. Fuck, if I was homeless, this would be the place to be. You got a fucking actual fucking shelter. And during the day you could leave it and do whatever the fuck you want. And at night, you have an actual shelter. So, yeah, look at all these mountains. All these mountains. Boom, 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 boom. They're everywhere. And let's see if this one's open or you can even get to it. And then we're going to turn around right here. See what we got rocking here. Now that one's, the latch is closed, 6312. Let's go take a look anyways, because it looks like it's one that we can actually get to. Can't tell over this little ridge if we can even get to the one in the back. Yeah. This is going to be a place we come to in the fall, when all this shit's gone, and we could get to places like that. So, let's take a look. We're going to venture down here. Railroad spike. So this would come out. Probably need to cut that with something. A torch. Yeah, you'd have to cut these with a torch. Or have a screwdriver and pull that out. Oh, there's a wasp in a wasp nest. I'm staying away from that. Doorbell detected. It's the wife. Yeah, railroad spike. Who knows how old that might be. I think I just stepped on a wasp nest. That's the bad part about going off trail. You really got to pay attention where you're at and what you're doing. So, get back on the trail, go backwards, and we're going to check out. What time is it? Yeah, we got plenty of time. go back towards the viewing area. Yeah, this would be much better if we had a bicycle. Could have flew up there, did some shit, saw some more shit, came back, and we could even went through there. If we had a bicycle, I wouldn't mind. I would ride through the Tallgrass on a bicycle. But I know it's been a while since we did one of these hikes. This one is kind of for Doc, Benny. This is your tag. You're at your turn to go on a hike. The old foam poles. It's got to be a foam pole. They didn't give a shit about the wood they used, obviously. They just grabbed whatever. Coming back on the old viewing station. We'll check out, see if there's a crossing I can go to those older bunkers, and if not, we'll get as far as we could, and then we'll see what they got, and then we'll come back around. We'll hike out to the buffalo viewing station, see if we see any bulls or buffalo today. Yeah, this would be great if I had a fucking bicycle. I'd ride through there, no problem. Check her out. They're all probably the same. I'm guessing they are. Just an open bunker, nothing in it. But a 1 in a million shot of you never know. Here we go. Doo-doo. We're gonna give this one a shot and try and walk across this area. Gonna have to get through here would be perfect. Now we just have to pay attention where we're walking. Don't want it to be like in the Fort Campbell. We were doing a field problem once, and I think it was Peterson who got lit up by wasps, and then my dumbass goes to take a knee behind a tree, because trees are cover, and I took a knee on a wasp nest, because I didn't know that wasps burrowed in the ground. I only thought wasps there's a singing bird. Yeah, I thought they only had nests in the air. Okay, there's one. We're gonna come down here, check it out. I'm gonna doubt that that it's an opening. Obviously there's the bunker outside. It is open, folks. Flip up the glasses. Like always, assholes have to fuck with everything. It's all connected. Drop acid, not bombs. Make love, not war. Wasp nests. That's what you gotta be careful of. There's 2 more up in the back end, but yeah, I'm pro-war, so fuck that. But yeah, here's another one. See, all this was probably a road at some point, because it's hard to see, but if you go straight down, there's nothing but bunkers, and there's another one there. Do I try and get to that one, or I try and go outwards? See if the door itself is open. Doesn't look open. So what we're gonna do is try and hop step up through here because I saw holes in the ground, and I don't know if those were snakes, wasps, bees, moles, but I don't want to fuck around and find out. Alright. So we got a couple of those. Those were from the arsenal. Those were, I'm guessing, in my my thoughts that those were old storage points all the way up and down this motherfucker for mortars and claymores and shit like that. Boy, would it be fucking stellar if we can get into one day and find shit. I'll tell you what, I'd be back the very next day with a rucksack to fill. Especially if there's claymores. That'd be badass. I'd have claymores at the house, surrounding my yard. And if those goddamn coyotes came near my yard, they'd get a face full of BBs. But back on the trail. Probably got a quarter mile to get back to where we were to start. And then we'll hit it back going the other way. I think they did this one purposely. They left it open for people to see. Obviously, they put the rock in front of it. This is just so much history, this area. The fact that the United States was involved in a world war, part 2 actually, and this place is super far south of Chicago, and this is where they did a lot of the munitions. So like, you'd think a lot of the industry, especially the Chicago industry, would be near Chicago, and a lot of it was, but I get it, why you come all the way out here in the middle of nothing, because back then this was nothing. All you saw was shit like this. There was nothing. There was no dirt trails. It was just nothing. I mean, even now, other than where people are just now starting to build houses and farms and stuff, it's nothing. That's what I like. But I guess this would be the ideal place, because if we were attacked, obviously you'd think that, I mean, it would be really fucking hard to come all the way to Chicago from Germany or Japan with a airborne vehicle like a plane. But you would think that they would, there's a birdie just hanging out. Wants to be part of the video today. Oh, now he's playing hide and seek. Let's see. There he goes. There he goes. But, you would think they wouldn't come all the fuck the way out here. This is like, I want to say, at least a minimum hour and a half, 2 hours south of Chicago. So, now that'd be a cool little trail to check out. I'm sure that goes back to the cars. But we're gonna see. HBJ feels good. I got my Arizona tea. Haven't even cracked it yet, so feeling good so far. Go check it out. We're still early enough in the day. But yeah, there's no way they would come out here, and if they did, they'd see mounds, which is kind of that giveaway. I would have put more dirt, but it's covered in grass. So if you're looking down from an airplane, I'm not sure. I mean, I've looked down from helicopters many times on missions, and land formations, especially at night, are harder to see, but I guess the closer you are to the ground in a helicopter, you can see everything pretty easily. But like in an airplane, you're a lot higher, And if you're looking for these munition mounds, it might be harder to see, especially if they're covered in grass. And everything else is covered in grass. And you just a big green sweep across the land. Which, it may have been a little more pain in the ass to ship the ship, but back then they shipped everything by train anyway. And yeah, so legs are itching now. Probably should have went through that area. Hopefully I didn't get any chiggers on me. I didn't even know what those things were. When I was in the army, we would sometimes play catch at the barracks, and man, it looks like you had like poison ivy or chicken pox. One day I asked, what the fuck, why am I so itchy? One of the southern boys told me those are chiggers. They're like little gnats that bite the fuck out of you. So that's great. Said I'm gonna wear fucking super socks and sweatpants from now on out here. Fuck this. Alright, we're almost at the T in the road where we started our journey. And the lady said it would be 1.5 miles to 1.5 miles to get to the viewing station. Sorry, I'm phone slipping all over my hands. And we'll see. See what we got going. Alright. Coming up on the T. We'll check it out. That was so nice of that lady. Even though she thought it was an army guy, a soldier. And it was a worker, and it was a dedication to the when the plant blew up. Didn't know it blew up twice. That was a new one for me. Okay, the Iron Bridge trailhead to the right 1/4 mile. And I know you can ride horses back here. Buffaloes that way. We're gonna see the buffaloes this way. I need to buy me a hiking stick too. Maybe start using my Camelback. That way I don't have to hold my drinks. And I could just walk. And you can see they got that big fence out there. Bunch of mounds over here. God damn, this is my legs itching. I should not have done that. But curiosity killed the cat. Remember that, guys. And I'm not a cat, but more like a white tiger. Here we go. I don't know why they got that sitting there unless there's a whole trail closed. There ain't no fucking trail. Please stay off grass trails during wet months with equipment, UTVs, and vehicles. Thank you. February to June. Apparently this is a trail. But as you see up there, they got benches. These are made out of concrete, which are cool. Probably a lot less comfortable, but they probably last a lot longer. Okay, there's a trail going that way. More bunkers. Yeah, this whole area, I'm guessing this used to be a road at one point, and they had roads that went all in front of those. Because when we go back to the arsenal, this time I'll record and show you. There was actual roads, there was actual everything. So, the Route 53 trail, Henslow Trail, I think that's where we're going to go. But yeah, we'll keep on the lookout as we're going. See if we see or smell any buffaloes. That's our main objective today, is the buffalo. Here's a gate. Hopefully it's not electric. I'm doubting it is. It looks like it just got wire mesh on the outside. But here we go. Big old gate. All this. See all those bunkers back there, and everything else used to look like this. So that being said, who knows what the fuck climbed down there. Ain't sticking around. Because that was a big hole. That's not a gardener snake hole. It does remind me of my buddy Bobby, though. When we used to go golfing together. If his ball went anywhere near a place like this, he just dropped. He always said, Bobby don't do snakes. I'd always try and go in and find his ball for him because I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of snakes, but he don't do snakes. Miss you, Bob. Keep out wildlife, blah, blah, blah. So now we're on the lookout. They said, look by the trees. They might be trying to get some shade in the trees. This way, it's a whole lot of nothing. And someone riding a bike. But this is where we're going to start looking. I doubt they'd come all the way out by me at the fence, but you never know. Might get lucky here. Isn't a whole lot of trees. They should, I'd think that they'd want to plant some more random places to try and get the wildlife to move around a little more. Something going on over there. I see colors. I don't know if those are vehicles or where we started. Could be. I'm dumb. But, I don't know. There's Route 50. I think it's 53. That's where the big cemetery is, the military cemetery. And, yeah, so, we'll see what we got rocking. My wife says it's time for a new hat. She says it's dirty, it's filthy. Tried to explain to her, men don't throw away their hats. They can get new ones, but they'll still always keep their old hats. She got me this hat, I want to say for my birthday one year. And it's a St. Louis Cardinals Military Appreciation Week hat from, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. I like it, and I always wear it. Got a couple other hats I wear, but I like this one. Asked me today, if I get you a new hat, will you stop wearing that one? I said, nope, probably wear this one more. Said, I don't want to get the new hat dirty. That's how it works until you get the new hat dirty, and then you kind of sort of switch out. All this open prairie land. Now that's something I'm not walking through. Not a chance. Not even probably with sweatpants and high socks on. Because you still get shit up your leg. You don't know. You can't see where you're stepping. You don't know what the fuck's down there. Kind of reminds me of the military a little bit. Just go, walk right through it, fuck it. But now that I'm a civilian, as Vince McMahon would say, no chance in hell. There's a bird that was hanging out. Bison area, keep out, closed to entry. Let's see, we're almost around the bend, I think, because I could see a fence on a left-hand turn coming up. Checking behind us as always. Actually, if I were to walk across this thing, and I could really cut a fat hog in the ass. If I come out here during the fall, I wouldn't mind doing it then, but I'm actually trying to get steps in today, my fat ass. So, we'll see. Yeah, we're coming up, I think, on the turn. It looks like it keeps going straight, but it also looks like the fence turns. Okay, till we come up on anything worthwhile seeing, it's all the same shit. We're gonna have a little bitch session. Okay. So, I'm gonna bitch today about something I've probably already bitched about before. Actually, before I bitch, I'm gonna do an appreciation, non-bitch. Okay, I think it does turn here. You could go straight or turn. Yeah, that's the bridge up there where you could go to the other side of the highway. And there's open prairie lands that way too. This whole area is prairie. So, but this is something oh, trail open, yay. So this is something that, what's it called? I might have mentioned before. I'm going to mention both times. This happened a while ago, but I didn't give a thumbs up to the Chicago police for being cool as fuck on this. I think this happened about a year ago. One happened 2 years ago. I was working downtown, the first one. I was working for a buddy of mine. We were working late every day, so by the time we left work, it was dark out. And I think it was in the fall, because I remember it being cold at the end of the night. We would leave. And every night when I left, I'd park right outside the job site. I would go in my car and blast to the gills Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark. A, it was dark when we left work, and B, I love Iron Maiden, and C, that's my favorite Iron Maiden song. So it'll get me that little spike of adrenaline and energy to make my way home for the night. And everybody knew Jesse got to his car because you hear that, you know it's time to go home. So I'm pulling out of the city, getting ready to get on the highway, and I pull up next to a cop. Still got the fucking radio blasting. Windows are down, because regardless of the weather, when I leave work, I always have the windows down because, I don't know, it helps me drive when I get in the car after work. And cop pulled up next to me, made the notion like, hey, turn down your music. So I turned down. I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, that's a fucking awesome song. Turn that shit up. And I was like, that's badass. That a copper would be like, first of all, they would know Iron Maiden. Second, would know Fear of the Dark. And third, would approve. And fourth, tell me to blast that shit. No idea who it was. A thumbs up to that guy. The next one, I was coming home. I want to say I was working somewhere near the Aragon Ballroom. And same shit this time. I'm listening to Megadeth. I'm coming out on Lakeshore Drive, going around the S-turn. If you come around the S-turn, going south, hold on. I got rocks in my shoe and it's really starting to bug the fuck out of me. Alright. And if you come around the S-turn going home, it's always a little slow. Depending on what time, slower than others, but it's always slow. Especially when you get to the area of Michigan Avenue where the S-turn starts to turn. It's a lot slower. So This time I got Megadeth blasting. I think it was the album Countdown to Extinction. Don't remember the song. But true to copper form in Chicago, apparently. I'm blasting it. I'm tired as fuck. I'm more than likely singing along because I always do it. Singing along always helps me, for whatever reason, focus on driving and stay awake. And this copper did the exact same thing. Made the motion to turn it down. I turned it down and I gave him the nod, like, what's up? He gave me the Ronnie James Dio and goes, Megadeth! I go, fuck yeah. And then I fucking turned that shit back up and jammed out for the rest of the way home, knowing I had the approval. So, you know, sometimes it ain't all bitching, sometimes it's appreciation. And in those two instances, I appreciate the fuck out of Ivan Herrera singles in the first, and Mason Wynn scores. You gotta love it. Let's go Cardinals. But yeah, so sometimes it's not all bitching and ranting and raving. But this is something that I've bitched about before, and it fucking drives me up a wall. Quit bringing your house pet to the fucking store. All you people who bring your fucking dogs to the store and tell everybody they're emotional support animals that are not, you're just fucking, you're an asshole and you're pissing people off. Emotional support animals, from my understanding, have to have vests and you're not allowed to touch them, and they have a specific purpose. You bring in your little shitbag dog. Now, hey, I love animals. I love my dog. But every dog's not an emotional support animal, and you shouldn't be bringing them in public into a fucking store. Every fucking time I go to Lowe's now, somebody's got their goddamn dog on a leash in the fucking way. And everyone's got to kind of tiptoe through, and it's always in a spot where there's high traffic. It's like, hey, dickhead, get that fucking dog out of here. It's not an emotional support dog. Doesn't have a vest. You're not fucking depressed. And if you are, don't fucking bring your dog out. Don't care. I'm depressed that you brought your dog to Lowe's. Fucking asshole. I go to Lowe's all the time to shop. What the fuck? There's bugs all over now. That's why I hate coming to places like this in the summer, because all this prairie and grassland is breeding grounds for bugs. Not a big bug guy. Hate bugs. But yeah, fuck the dogs. I love pets. I love my dog. I like some people, other people's dogs. Not everybody's. There's a bird flying. That's the one I like. It's got a big orange chest. And it's black. These are two little birds here. But yeah, this would be much better to be on a bicycle on. I could have been there and back already. But yeah. Quit bringing your fucking dog out and calling it an emotional support dog. It's not. There's two more. There it goes. There it goes. That's one thing that drives me up a fucking wall. If I see you out and you got the fucking vest on even, it's like, come on. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much a fucking dog in public actually helps you. If you're that fucking broken where you can't go to the fucking grocery store or go to Lowe's, I mean, Lowe's is like, let me put it this way. Grocery store would be one thing. I can understand that because you need to eat and drink to live. 100% got it, understand. Keep fucking itching, god damn it. But, I mean, Lowe's is, you don't need anything at Lowe's unless something in your house falls apart. So like, you don't need to bring your fucking dog to Lowe's. If you're that broken to where you need a dog around you to go to fucking Lowe's, maybe you shouldn't be going to fucking Lowe's. If you're that fucking broken, concentrate your time on fixing yourself so you don't need to bring a fucking dog with you. Also, I'm not a contractor, but I'm kind of for rules, and the little fucking canopy is for contractors' pickups. If I have to see another Ford Festiva going in there trying to fit some 2x4s in their car, I'm going to pull one of those 2x4s out. I'm going to pull a hacksaw, stick it up in the air, stick my tongue out to the side, and go, "Ho, tough guy," and crack him with the fucking 2x4. Quit pulling your Ford Festiva up in the fucking contractor parking lot. You don't belong there. Pull it up to the front door, or just park it in a regular fucking spot. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to fit all the goddamn 2x4s in your car anyways. Your hatch is going to be up anyways. And you're going to have to figure out a way to tie that shit down. Don't get in the way of people who actually need that spot. Oh. Something happened today that made me fucking irate. I don't know why it did. Probably because I'm sick of people piggybacking off people for their accomplishments when they didn't accomplish anything. I don't consider being in the military an accomplishment. It's something you did. I consider a deployment an accomplishment if you were in combat. If you weren't in combat, you just kind of just show up. If you're in combat and you see combat and you see the enemy, it's an accomplishment to get the fuck back home. I'll tell you that. So, Lowe's is getting a lot of this from me today, but Lowe's has 3, I think, veteran parking spots. Today, they had one shut down for Memorial Day weekend, and it was dedicated for Memorial Day. Cool as fuck with that. Okay, 100% gotcha, cool. Wouldn't have mind. I wouldn't have mind if you shut all 3 down. But usually, one of the spots is open, and I always take it. And I can't be questioned because I have a combat infantry license plate. If you want to question it, look at my fucking plates. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. But I always do that first, and I know not all veterans don't have license plates. But I felt the need to question somebody today. Being Memorial Day weekend, you can get away with this smart asshole comment that I made. More so than others, but I pulled into a spot because all the veteran parking spots were taken today, understandably. It always makes me wonder if people just pull into them and say, fuck it. Nobody will know. And if somebody asks, I'll just say I am. Yeah, I get it. But we're on a bridge now. There's water over there, but not so much here. Maybe a little bit. Used to be a stream at some point. I think we're coming up on the lookout point. But so this guy had a sticker on the back of his little shitbox car he was driving, that said, "I am a proud parent of somebody in the United States Army." So I felt the need at that point to make my ignorant asshole comment to see, hey, is this person actually a veteran? And I had the sneaking suspicion he wasn't, by that stupid fucking sticker. As George Carlin used to say, it's good to be proud of your kids, but don't live vicariously through them. Don't put, hey, my kid's an honor roll student at this school, because if somebody has an asshole out there, not only knows that you have a kid, and he not only knows where they go to school. Not smart. But anyways. So, that being said, I go, "Hey, sir, thanks for your service." I didn't think he served. So I was being a smart ass, and he said, "Oh no, I didn't serve. My son's in the Army." I said, "So that gives you the go-ahead to park in a veteran spot for somebody who's a veteran?" I go, "Did your son ever go to Iraq or Afghanistan?" He said, "No." I said, "Then he's not really considered a veteran. He's considered prior service if he gets out. Veterans are people who went to war." And this guy got butthurt about that. But I said, "Hey man, whatever. Have a good one. Just try and not park in a veteran fucking spot anymore if you're not a veteran." And I left it at that. He didn't like it too much, but fuck him. We're at the viewing station now. You take a break here. We got for the shorter people, for the taller people, for the handicapped. I gotta take my glasses off to get a better view. We're gonna see if you see anything out in the distance. You got your iron sights out here in case you're taking a shot. No, just birds today. Get that fucking bug out of my nose. But they said you never know. Sometimes you get some bison. That'll come out here. What's that? Yeah, let's check over on this area. And we got a whole lot of nothing. I don't know if you could see anything. Check that out. I don't know, maybe I was just smashing the fucking camera into nothing, but alright folks, we got to see some bunkers today. We got to see some birds. That's about it. Tried to get to see some bison or some buffalo, some bulls. We got nothing. We got skunked today, but it was worth it because we got to see the bunkers. For me, excuse me, that's a win. So for the hike back, I'm going to be doing some airborne shuffles to get the heart rate moving and going. So we're going to call this one the end. As always, this is the HBJ out.